You're listening to The Front Porch Show. Some shows are niche shows, talking about specific topics. Others, shows about nothing. This show is the show about everything. On The Front Porch Show, we'll talk about current events, some news, a little bit of politics, along with a whole lot of life. Welcome to Our Front Porch. 1-402-799-1811. You're listening to The Front Porch Show. I'm Aaron. I'm joined by Ozzy. And back from the dead, it's Tombstone. Nothing. Just
Hello.
Just a blank.
I was going to say maybe he's back.
I'm finishing breakfast, okay? Don't rush me.
Well,
okay.
At least one of us is eating breakfast.
You cannot rush perfection. Listen, if you didn't have time to make those blueberry waffles this morning, there's no help for you.
Ooh.
I didn't. I don't think I'm getting those this morning, unfortunately.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad.
Man,
I made I didn't make waffles. I made pancakes this morning. And I actually added a little bit of French vanilla creamer in place of a quarter cup of milk. They turned out like super good. Just saying.
Yeah.
Thought we were going to be more impressed with this.
No, not really. No, every once in a while.
It's a good hack. Whatever it takes, right? I'm not a huge pancakes person.
I think we put vanilla in our pancakes, and that's normally what we make.
You don't make any food. Don't just admit it. All you do is cook meat. You don't actually cook any of the other food.
Oh,
your wife does all of it.
You kind of have a good point. No, I did those Brussels sprouts last night. Those were incredible, by the way.
Those look good. Those did look good.
Those were glorious. Okay, so here's something I don't understand. I did a Costco run. I do a Costco run every couple weeks.
Yeah.
And I did a Costco run, and as I was walking through the store, I don't understand how they can have, thousands upon thousands of pounds of organic veggies for the same price as conventional veggies in the regular supermarket.
Probably because they're buying more of them.
Bulk.
Or it's a loss leader.
But I don't know. Is it?
Might be. To get you in, man. I mean,
why don't you call up the store manager and ask them?
Well, I am curious about it because it's like, I was like, there's no way. Like, there was what was it? It's cheese sticks or something for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
The organic ones were cheaper than the other ones.
Are you sure they're really organic though?
No, I don't care. I don't care either way.
Are you sure anything is really organic? I mean, like, come on. Who's the one that's regulating all of this? It's the government anyway. All you're paying for is just...
Well, they're already lying about Corona, so what does it matter?
Yeah. So,
you say lying. The government says just not doing any tests.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not lying. They're just not really... they're just keeping quiet about whatever's happening and not worrying about it yet.
Have you guys been watching that? The maps and the numbers on that?
I mean, who hasn't?
I got my remote working again. Booyah.
They're...
Dude, why did I'm sorry, just to completely go off of this subject, like, do your kids mess with every single remote in your house?
I kind of don't want to talk about it, but I kind of want to talk about it.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I only have one. I only have one remote, and I keep it away from the kids. Two, if you count the Xbox.
I have 3 remotes. Yeah, I have 3 remotes in the family room. One for the receiver, one for the television, and one for the Fire TV. Granted, with the Fire TV remote, I can do everything with it, and so I really don't need the other remotes. But I keep them there.
Fire.
I keep them there because I need them every once in a great while to change an obscure setting.
Right. Yeah. Usually we keep the extra remotes because my kids will lose them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then all of a sudden you're like, I can't turn this on. I can't turn it off. I don't know what's happening. Like, yeah,
the only thing that may tick me off worse than losing a remote, which happens about once a week.
Oh yeah.
But once a week, I can't find a remote.
That's completely accurate.
I gotta say, like, a quarter of the time, it's on Alyssa's desk.
Oh. Is that because she's moved it away from the kids?
No comment. I'm not going there. I'm not breaching that part of the topic.
He got slightly brave and then backed down. And then it's
like,
quick.
oh yeah.
Listen, if you need to have that conversation with Alyssa, Don't let the comments of your bros here on the Front Porch Show stop you from doing what you got to do.
It's true.
No.
Be a man.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the encouragement. About once a month, though, I find a back missing on one of the remotes, and that
sounds like the work of little boys.
That drives me berserk. It is. That's completely
because
I've never had that happen.
If you can take something apart, you have to take it apart.
Yes. Yep.
It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how complicated it is.
Yep.
If there's a screw hole in it, it's going to be unscrewed.
Oh my goodness, man! I got a story. So I have a steel hand blower that I bought, right?
Oh, and, like as in Steel the company.
Yeah. As in Steel the company, not an actual like steel made. Anyway, whatever.
I was like, that's industrial.
So anyway, the spring for the pole busted, right? So I took it apart. Had to go find the spring, figure out what part it was and all that stuff.
In the meantime, children.
So I left it for a couple of days and procrastinated about it, and all of a sudden I go out and there is another like coil spring.
Oh dear!
That I don't know where it goes.
Oh dear!
That is out and completely unwound. And man, I lost it. I'm like, I don't even know where this part goes. Like, I don't know what it went to. I don't remember seeing it.
It wasn't even part of it.
Was it off the flywheel?
Probably.
So
probably.
You got a nice small engine repair shop near you?
Yeah, we do.
So they're gonna fix it.
Maybe.
What is it?
We'll see. It's still sitting in the garage.
Do they have one of those little signs at the desk that says $50 extra if you already tried to fix it yourself?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. I believe it's not anything that's too dramatic. But I still don't know exactly where it goes, and I procrastinated. I have a backpack blower too that works fine, so it's kind of on the back burner at this point.
So I have a substantially large generator that is or has been sitting in my basement for the last 3 years because someone vigorously pulled the cord on it and snapped the cord. And the problem is like in order to get in there, you have to drill out some rivets.
Ooh,
because the whole pan is it's not intended to break.
Yes,
and they didn't test when they test these things, they do not let like 5-year-olds just go rampant on it for like 3 days with just random hand tools.
No, exactly. So yeah, 3 years it's been sitting in the basement with no that needs to be. Yeah. So anyways, that's
nice.
That's this week's job after my bathroom job. Did I tell you about that, guys?
Yeah,
I found a slow
That's
leak
horrible
underneath my toilet.
What was the origin of the leak?
Well,
was it like a bad wax ring or something?
Or under the toilet? Yeah. So the wax ring, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was kids.
Isn't it?
You can't blame the kids for everything.
You can't blame them for everything. But
I mean, you can. You might not be believed.
So
it's because he doesn't want to blame his wife. He's too scared.
That's true. Hey, man, my grandfather, before he passed, may he rest in peace, looked at Alyssa and said, "Careful of her; she can beat you up."
Exactly.
Well, he's not wrong.
No,
he's not.
No. So like, I don't know if it was kids or not. I'm pretty sure it was because I think they were putting some side load on it because they were like pushing it from the side. Because kids, we can't use the toilet properly.
No,
we just got to do something stupid with it.
No,
and
dude, my boys have taken the lid off the toilet so many times to look inside of there, and I just found I'll find it running, and I'm not sure how long this toilet's just been running. I mean, I have no idea.
Shocking when you find Aquaman in the toilet,
That's where it belongs.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it is water.
It's like, oh, you have a boat. You have a Lego boat. Let's float it in the back of the toilet.
I mean, if the bathtub's not full, where else are you going to float it?
It's better.
Little boys do love floating things. That's the great joy of being 5 and 6 and 15
and 33.
Yes.
33 when you pull pull a sailboat home. Has a hole in it.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's so true. I don't know. So, anyways,
who do you know that? That's right.
Oh yeah.
So it turned into.
I don't have any updates on that, by the way.
Oh no. Well, I'm not surprised.
Yet. I haven't had any time or money, but soon.
That's the big kicker, isn't it? It's like, I've got no money for any of this.
Aside from that, it's been raining for the last 29 of the last 31 days. So,
dude,
I'm exaggerating only slightly.
It sucks in South Kakalaki, man.
It can.
A lot of rain.
Winter is wet and nasty sometimes.
Although you're pretty safe though, because I mean, if worse comes to worse, all you got to do is jump in your boat.
It's true.
Yeah, it's not the flooding that's the problem. It's the being clinically depressed from lack of sunshine.
Yeah, that is. That's why I could never live in Alaska. I cannot stand when it's like it like the sun goes down at like 4:30. It drives me berserk.
I mean, when I was living in Vermont with Aaron, that was the main thing that got to me was besides the fact I was living with Aaron. I'm kidding.
Yeah. It's true.
I'm kidding. No,
it happens.
It wasn't bad. It affected him. It affected him a lot worse than it affected me.
I hate winter.
We do have daylight savings time coming up next week.
No, are you serious?
I'm sorry. It's in
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks.
I'm sorry.
But all that to say, so in Vermont, I went to Vermont in February, and the sun did not actually come out until the end of March. It was crazy.
Oof. Yeah, so it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. The sun comes up and it's down by 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah,
that's what it's like
high.
here.
That's the other thing. Is like in South Carolina, you can actually soak up heat from the sun, but in Vermont, it like gets to the treetops and then it's done for the day, and you're just like,
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
anyways,
it was a huge change moving out to Nebraska from Vermont. Like it's so much better.
Because you're what, 300, 400 miles further south, something like that, maybe a little more.
I'm probably 250. I mean, I'm level with New York City now.
Okay.
And so spring comes a lot earlier, and winter comes a lot later. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, we still have nasty weather or nasty winter weather and really cold because you got the Arctic blast coming down through.
Right.
But I'd say we end up with a lot longer summer.
Nice.
And spring and summer, which is awesome. So my bathroom job, it grew from 2 tiles that I was going to pull up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 tiles. 14 tiles.
So what because you had backerboard down too, right? What did it just like? Did it leak through the hole right there and just spread through?
The backerboard was all fine. It spread along the plywood underneath the CDX.
Oh, that's
so I gotta cut out the it literally rots.
Literally, yeah.
I put a bar through like half of it. It's like half of it's just saturated and nasty. And it's all dry too. It's just flaking.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cut that out today. I'm gonna replace the backerboard, and then it's Alyssa's job because I don't do tile. So
oh my gosh, Alyssa does tile. That's awesome.
Yeah. After doing the kitchen, I've been banished from tile.
Nice.
So number one, I apparently can't make it level, and number two, however I design it, I can't make the grout doesn't ever stick. So I don't know what's wrong with it. The grout always cracks. So
I applaud you for at least trying. I mean, it's
funny.
one thing to say I'm afraid to do this because I'm going to get it wrong. It's another thing entirely to say I'm going to take my absolute best whack at it, and if I bork it, then Mary, let's do it anyways.
Right. I mean, I'll try anything once. I was pretty done with it last night as I was working in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
I was just,
So and now you're making me worry because I replaced the toilet in my carpeted bathroom a few months ago, but hopefully it's not leaking. Dude, never. I don't know why anybody would put carpet.
Oh, that's the nastiest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Why would
it's
you ever?
Bad. I don't know.
It's like carpeting your kitchen.
I don't know, dude. The guy. So I don't know if we've talked about my house. Can we talk about my house for a minute?
Let's do it.
We can talk about anything you want, Tombstone.
Okay, my house is weird. So
no, we can't.
Oh.
So my house was sold as a 3-bedroom house, but the 3rd bedroom was like an unfinished utility room that happened to have air conditioning running to it. But the only reason it had air conditioning running to it is because somebody had spliced off a duct and coming into this room, but there was no return.
Is that the room you're currently in?
That is the room I'm currently sitting in that does not have air conditioning anymore, and it's actually doesn't really make a difference because it was so inefficient before. It just didn't do anything. So I was basically losing all that air. It was just because it was never going back in the house, and it was out here in this room that's closed off from the rest of the house. Okay, so that was the first thing. Second thing is the bathroom. It has the shower and the toilet and off the master bath are in one room. They're connected by a set of batwing doors to like a little room with a vanity and a closet.
Do you call it the bat
and it makes no sense. No, I don't. But the whole thing is carpeted. There's no tile in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's rough.
It makes no sense whatsoever. The whole thing.
The first day I was in that house, the toilet or the carpet in the bathroom would have been taken out. The only reason I haven't replaced it is I just have not had the opportunity.
And then tile board would have gone down. Tile would have gone on top of it, and then a year later he would have had to replace that.
It's terrible. And actually, so this is 3 years, unfortunately. 3 years, unfortunately. So that
Sorry.
when we build something, we build big and we go home.
Yep.
And so
overkill is underrated.
Do you know how much glue I had on that backer board?
Oh,
do you know how much CDX came up with the backer board?
You glued it down. You didn't.
Oh no, Ozzy.
Screw it down?
Ozzy, I glue and screw.
Oh.
Oh yes.
Do you Tombstone, shut up.
I'm sorry, it was the rhyming that got me. It was the rhyming, I swear.
Rhyming,
now, do you?
He's a poet.
That's rhythm. It's all about the rhythm.
3 kids, I can agree with that. Continuing on.
All right, I don't know where I was going.
So yeah, so I put glue down and then put the backer board down and then screw it down. So it was stuck very, very well, and then Alyssa does a great job tiling, and so all the tiles were very well affixed to the backer board.
I'm gonna have to get you to come over. Actually, I'm just gonna fly your wife out here so she can teach me how to tile because I need to tile my kitchen.
Yeah.
So
yeah. She'd do a really good job at that.
So how is this helping out with your coronavirus preps?
It's very much impinging upon.
I mean, if you get really sick, you're going to need the toilet to be finished. Anyways.
I know. Well, so we have a toilet. We have 2 bathrooms.
Yeah, but one doesn't have a door, right?
No, it doesn't. But it's to the basement. Who cares?
All right.
I mean, it's the one we shower in. So
whatever it takes.
Yeah.
We live in the middle of nowhere, guys. I mean, who cares? And it's in a basement. Anyways. Why am I justifying this with you?
Prime. I don't know. Your in-laws are probably not listening to the show, so
maybe I don't know. It doesn't matter.
If you are, hello, so here's in-laws.
Here's the thing. I'm trying to get it done before they get back next week.
Oh, so it is about your in-laws.
Well, it kind of is. I mean, I just don't want to inconvenience them. I mean, bad things happen, but
especially without doors.
No. Anyway, so what was supposed to happen this week is I was supposed to get the shower done because we have a shower going in our upstairs bathroom, which we haven't finished yet. Which I've been slowly getting everything ready for that, but obviously that's not happening with this whole toilet situation.
Right. Little bit of a glitch there.
But that being said, the table I've been working on for 4 months is getting there. I started working on the tongues for the breadboard ends, so that's good.
Yes.
That'll look gorgeous when it's done.
Now, are you going to make it so that your breadboard ends can actually come off the table and you can replace them?
Negative.
Oh,
well,
okay.
yes, technically they'll be pinned in with 3 dowels.
I wasn't sure if you were going to actually make them for the purpose that they were made, or if it's just going to be for show. Like
it's aesthetics.
9% thing up.
It's aesthetics. It's completely aesthetics.
Anyway,
yeah,
dude, that's going to be a beastly table. I'm just saying,
it's already 200
if there
pounds.
is an earthquake, that is what you hide underneath.
If the boog comes to my house, I just flip the table over.
Oh man!
Pew 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 pew.
Just saying.
It's like Captain America's shield.
I don't know, but we can test it.
Oh, I bet.
I think we should test it.
I'll test
thick?
it, John.
Oh yeah,
I'll test it.
Oh
John.
yeah.
I mean, it'd be cool just rolling the table over and shooting a 9mm into it. Yeah,
it's oak, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely take.
It is
for what? It's like 2 inches thick.
Yeah, it's 2 inches thick.
That'd
oak.
take a 9.
2-inch thick oak.
Yeah.
Dried. Very nice.
If anything, even if it got through, it's probably going to just drop on the other side.
So, Ozzy, I told you this before.
Thick,
my issue was the table was cupping, right? In one place. The rest of it's pretty close.
That rots.
But there's nothing I could do about it. And so I think I'm just going to roll with it. It's about a 1/4-inch cup in one place. I obviously can't bend it back.
Theoretically, there's some.
I'm not gonna steam it.
More or less.
I'm not gonna steam it and try to get it back. I'm just not gonna do it.
Weak sauce. Sauce.
And so I'm okay with the tabletop not being perfect. In fact, I want that. I want the.
I would say.
And so I'm gonna.
I would say as long as it's
controlled
and it's not going to get worse, then that's my biggest fear about using PT wood, man, is because I have a table that I can make, but I want to try and dry it out. So, but it's it's so unpredictable. It's just you can get a straight piece in the store, and by the time you get it home, and then 2 months later in the sun, it's everything's gone to pot.
Oh, absolutely.
There's nothing.
Yeah, that's the number one issue with buying lumber at Home Depot and stuff, or Menards or Lowe's. That's why you gotta buy. That's why you gotta buy the kiln. You have the kiln dried stuff, but that's hard to find. So the stuff that I bought was dried outside for 2 years and had no cupping, and then I got it back to my place, put it in the basement, and I don't know if it took up some moisture or something, but it dried out more.
It all
just
depends on storage, man.
Anyway, the breadboard ends will keep it from cupping more.
Situation.
Breadboard ends will keep it from cupping more. I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna run the planer over the top before I flip it over.
It is a cup,
right? I'm gonna run the planer over the top of it before I flip it over and do the tongue on the other side, and then
nice.
That way it'll be mostly ready, and then I'll throw the legs on. I'll build the legs in place on the table up as it's flipped over.
What kind of legs are you doing?
They'll be oak. They'll be 4x4 or 3x3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a nice solid with the what do they call that? The skirt around the edge, and run that around there. And so my biggest issue,
you're not making it expandable. It's just giant, right? You're not making
this is an 8 foot by 42-inch table. This is massive.
Oh man, this
is a massive table.
That is like a table that pilgrims would have shared their meal with the Indians.
I cannot get this up and out. The tabletop cannot go up my stairs. I have to take it outside, bring it around the deck, through the main kitchen door, off the deck in order to get it into the area.
Nice.
There's no way it'll get into.
Now I want to know what mechanism is in place for you to be able to flip this during the boogaloo. You got to have some kind of winch system to be able to easily flip it over.
Because I certainly can't do it by hand.
You're not gonna Captain America push it over.
So I could just go
now. Your wife may be able
Alyssa
to beast
could.
it. I'm just saying.
Could do all steampunk and do instead of legs on the table, we just do like pulleys in the corners of the table, and so it's like a hanging table.
And
then,
and then you can raise it up
in the boog. You just raise one,
and have it a dance floor.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
this is brilliant.
Boogaloo
and then you can put it on a police system. You can put it on a police system, so you can move it throughout the house.
Absolutely.
Ben has thought about
nothing.
This a lot.
Well, he's in New Jersey. I mean, what do you expect? Imminent danger.
Ben's Boogaloo plan better to be to sail away from the Boogaloo because he's on a peninsula.
You need a boat.
Yeah, basically. I'm actually right on the crest of the peninsula, so at least not on one of the islands. That terrifies me.
I don't know if you're on an island, you might be safer. Because you might be too much of a logistical problem. For whoever was coming to get you.
Maybe.
It's all fun and games till the hurricane gets you.
Maybe. It's true. It's true.
Hurricane Boogaloo.
Them hurricanes ain't no joke, man. Yeah.
They'll get you.
Did you get Walt during Sandy? Oh, well. We're going out. Never mind. Tell me when we get back. Bye.
Oh, my goodness. You could have just asked your question, Tombstone.
I did ask it.
And Ozzy's just silent.
Too late.
And we're going to build that wall. It's going to be a great wall. And let me just tell you, Mexico's going to pay for the wall. Never, ever give up. Don't give up. Don't allow it to happen. If there's a concrete wall in front of you, go through it, go over it, go around it, but get to the other side of that wall.
I love it.
Yes, it's good.
Guys,
it's good.
I gotta say, with the wall, I'm increasingly wanting a wall.
I gotta listen. Stop talking about the wall. I gotta answer Tombstone's question.
Okay.
Yes,
so
I gotta have
the
an answer
to that. No, we actually didn't get like hardly any damage. There was some flooding on one of the islands, but it hit like right above us, about 15 miles. And it just wrecked everything from Ocean City, New Jersey, basically up to New York.
Fascinating.
But we missed out. We missed out on most of it. So yeah, it was really bizarre. Everybody like was calling and was worried and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, we just got a bunch of rain and some trees down, and that was about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, there you
good
go.
for you guys, I guess.
Good. So apparently there was a great wall.
I think it was good.
Just north of you. That was crazy. I saw pictures. Someone I knew flew down there from Vermont and took pictures along the coastline. That was devastating.
Yeah,
absolutely devastating.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and we had a lot of flooding on the islands, so people's homes got ruined from that. But it was nothing like actually getting hit from it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really, really bizarre.
Crazy stuff.
Anyway, coronavirus.
Sorry, I'm yawning here, guys.
So the biggest thing.
Did you hear about the man who had coronavirus? That was.
Oh my god! What?
Did you guys hear about the man that had coronavirus and he was looking for a lady with Lyme disease?
Yeah, because you need corona with Lyme. Anyways, yeah.
Aaron, just mute him. Just mute him.
Come on, that was good.
Bad joke.
Can we rescind his invite to the show?
I mean,
is it too late?
Do we really want to do that?
I don't know.
I mean,
it's so bad.
By himself most weeks if that happened.
True.
It's true. It's true.
All right, credit where credit is due. I'll sit back down.
So we've got coronavirus. I don't know what it's doing. It seems stalled, Tombstone.
All right. Well, the reason it's stalled is because the United States is not actually testing anybody for it right now.
Well, explain that.
Because the FDA, the CDC has decided that the kits they have don't work, so they're not actually testing anyone.
So I did a little bit of research into it.
So right today, as far as I know, we actually have no idea how many people actually have coronavirus in the country.
So there are 3 labs in the U.S. testing for it.
The official total has not gone up in a week.
So
which means it's wrong.
There are 3 labs testing for coronavirus in the States.
Yes.
The number has gone up in the United States because I've seen new numbers pop up just in the last couple of days. But the problem with the CDC test is that they use 3 what they call regents to test for the virus. I don't know what all that means. But one of the 3 is incredibly inaccurate and may or may not show a positive. And so the FDA says that if the CDC doesn't approve it, it can't be used or can't be released. And so, so you are correct that we haven't had any increase or much increase in the last 7 days, but that's because
really
people
shady,
haven't
though.
been tested. Right.
I don't know if I say it's shady. I'm sure the conspiracy crowd would say it is, but it's mostly just dumb.
Yeah.
Let's join them. Here we go.
Well, it speaks to incompetence. And so what scares me the most is
that you're surprised
and
by
I realize it shouldn't scare me that much. And I'm not that scared. On a level of like 1 to 10, I'm like a 2. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, sure. I'm not making extra Costco runs at all.
No, I'm not. Thanks, Ozzy. Inform everyone, why don't you?
Listen, you're the one that said it.
No, I always go to Costco, Ozzy. It's
y'all are hilarious.
Yeah, well,
you can't hit me. I'm like 1,400 miles away.
I'm just saying, Come and try to take it. Come and try to take it.
I preemptively shot my neighbor lest he raid my Costco stash.
That's horrible.
I may have overreacted a bit.
Oh my goodness.
They were just coming over to buy some sugar, and now they're the first casualty of the boogaloo.
I hit him with my kitchen table.
That's amazing.
That's good. That's good.
Weaponized kitchen table.
The battering ram comes down the stairs and through the door.
That's amazing. Wow. So yeah, it's a little crazy. I mean, you're seeing it over in Japan spreading like wildfire. You're seeing it in North Korea spread like wildfire. Taiwan has been somewhat spared. I mean, even though they've got 24 people sick right now. It's as I said, I'm not that scared, but the problem is that even as the CDC guy said, we don't know how fast it's spreading in the United States, if it's spreading.
Yes. I would presume that it is.
I would presume,
but I would also presume that it's not going to kill nearly as many people here as it did in China.
Yeah,
is in China, because we don't have the respiratory issues that China has.
Yeah, but
we don't smoke cigarettes en masse like China does.
We don't smoke cigarettes, then put on our masks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so did you see they're like the people that are going and cutting out the bottom of like water bottles and then putting them over their head? I have like a whole thing that has like a bunch of like random people that are doing that. It is
for what?
Protection, obviously.
I don't even have a concept.
Well, from what I saw is basically they put the gallon jug over their head, and then some of them will put the like a filter on the top of it, so that way they can suffocate slowly instead of quickly. I have no idea. I don't know why they're doing it. I don't see really any benefit.
That's really strange.
I guess maybe they're worried about people sneezing in their face or something. I don't know.
It's like a face, just like an impromptu face shield type deal.
Yeah, but they're wearing like face masks and stuff too. So I don't know. It seems a bit.
I don't have, like I said, I don't really have a concept.
Bit overkill.
So I think what this is going to look like, if it spreads the way it's spreading in China, even if does not cause as many fatalities, is basically I would expect people to stop going out in a few weeks to a month. Maybe 2 months. I don't know. Timing it is kind of weird. But again, nobody knows how many cases there actually are in the United States. If we knew how many cases there were, we had an idea. If we could correlate, then we could know. But nobody knows. So here we are.
We're currently up to 35 in the U.S. 35 cases. The ones that I've seen increase since the other day is there's one in San Diego, one in Sacramento, and one in Travis.
Are these people that have been in China?
I don't have that information. I'm citing a map or a website that was sent to us by listener Ben. I just posted it to the Facebook page. Tons and tons of fascinating information on this.
Oh, we like information.
I love information.
Yes, information.
My only dislike is
there we go.
My only dislike is when on mobile the numbers look funny.
Can you post this for the audience?
Yeah, it's posted on the book.
Yeah. That's where I just pulled it from.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Oh, look at all that! I like this.
Look at that! Look at all that information.
Oh my
See,
goodness.
Americans are less worried about dying. We're more worried about not knowing that everybody else is dying in the process of dying.
Yeah.
We like information. Everything else is negotiable.
Yeah.
So,
you want to kill me with a Stone Age disease? Well, let me just have internet while I do it. I'll be fine.
Oh, so okay, so
It's
that's
true.
Interesting, guys.
Disney Plus, man, yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to do more research into the Nebraska situation because the way the map is showing it now is that the folks in Ashland do have it. The quarantine folks who were brought to Ashland, Nebraska.
I just saw a headline that a bunch of people in Nebraska tested positive.
Yeah, which is not great.
Let me find it.
So I work in Omaha like 2 or 3 days a week, and I sent you guys a picture of the hospital where the quarantine center
14.
is.
So are these the people that were taken off the cruise ship?
So some were brought to the infectious disease place in Omaha, at the University of Nebraska Medical Center.
So these folks are.
But
there's one in Boston. It's coming towards me.
But there's 11. It says here in Ashland, which is the quarantine location.
Right.
Yeah.
I also saw a video yesterday with a lady actually living in Oakland who is supposedly might have it.
And it looks like there's more in San Antonio, Texas now.
Yeah. There's like a couple up in the Boston area.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So it's going to spread. The question is, how bad is it going to be, guys?
And how fast and how bad?
Yeah, I would say in like large metropolitan areas, like New York, Philadelphia, like all the big cities, it will probably spread pretty fast. That's why I think it's with China. There's just so many people that are all in one place, and it's the same thing with Japan. It's just like it's a giant city, is all it is. So it's nearly impossible to not be exposed.
Yeah.
I don't know
if there's so many people.
That's
why I would think it.
Like, but we have places like that. I mean, like. Most large cities are like that. I don't think it requires. I don't think it requires an exceptional density to propagate the way it has.
That's what I'm saying is I think that you're right. It's going to be large cities because what are people flying into? They're flying into major cities, and so once you get it into those cities, I could see it spreading pretty fast because especially if you don't know that you have it for 14 days. You could have been in that city 2 weeks ago and then given it to 3 or 4 people that were in the airport, So that's why it's, I think rural areas are going to be less hit or hit last, maybe. I don't know.
So
and how does it spread?
Yeah.
Is it because China doesn't have as much, I don't know, not cleanliness, but you know what I mean, than we do? Or is it going to be just rampant because, I don't know.
So I think here's
that's what I need answers.
I think that it's going to be. I think Tombstone's right. It's not going to be as bad in the U.S. as over there, over in China, and third world countries.
That could be normalcy bias on my part. I mean, I don't really know.
It may be, but I don't think just knowing the situation, the cleanliness and everything over there in China, I don't think you're wrong.
And the respiratory issues. I keep coming back to the respiratory issues, the pollution and the smoking and everything else.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
However, I don't think we're going to know. I don't think we're going to be ready. I don't think we're going to know what's going on until it's a week or two too late.
Yeah. And is this actually going to be as bad as like the flu? That's worse. The other thing that I still want to know.
It has to be worse.
I think it's going to be worse.
It'll probably be a couple orders of magnitude worse.
I think it's going to be worse. I had a discussion with a nurse, and I really wanted to get her on today to talk about it. Like, the flu is bad in the U.S.
Yeah.
It's really, really bad. I think the uncertainty right now is the biggest issue with coronavirus.
Right, because you don't know how many people have actually died. So, how many people actually, you know what I mean? Like, China isn't exactly a haven for truth.
Do we quarantine 60 million people for the flu? No, we don't do that. But yet China's on lockdown right now because of 60 million people in China are on lockdown because of this one little thing.
Right?
Why is that?
Right.
I don't want to don the tin foil, but I'm donning the tin foil.
I do. Let's do it.
I'm just saying.
Let's go for it.
It's super, super weird that it reared its ugly little head in December. China doesn't say anything about it until January, when they fully knew that they had the stuff.
Yeah.
And Tombstone, you disappeared, just so you know.
I'm trying to reload it so I can see your happy face, and it didn't work.
I'm sorry.
I has a sad
issues. So
how much are they not telling us about this?
And that's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering. I mean, we know we're not testing in the U.S.
Right.
We don't know when the new test is going to be available. How many thousands of people are going to come up, with it between now and then?
Now, the other thing is, like, okay, so we're not testing in the U.S. because we don't have the efficient whatever, blah, 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 to test for it.
How is China testing?
Right. How are they testing? Are they using the same thing? Is this something that the CDC got from whoever and is like, you know what, this isn't actually accurate, so...
I'm sorry, but like, I don't know. Like,
is it just up in the air on, you know what? Like, because we need those eye scanners, like I know I Am Legend, where you go, bleep, yep, yeah, you got it.
I know we've had issues in China already with people not testing positive and then testing positive.
Yeah.
Later, which means they probably already had it.
Yeah.
So the question, I guess, is if that test is from over there and it's terribly inaccurate.
Right.
You know, we're going to have the spread anyways.
Yeah.
So it's not going to change anything, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. It's super crazy.
And I'm still curious as to who is the most affected by this. Is it going to be like the flu where it's like, okay, you have the, older folks and then extremely old, extremely young are the real direct threat or victim, I guess, whatever, for potentially getting it really bad and dying or whatever? Is it just picks and chooses depending on whatever?
So the demographics seem to be that it avoids smaller children,
which is kind of weird,
which is very weird, and that it targets more the older folks who have those respiratory issues Tombstone was talking about.
Right. So this may just be a way of China getting rid of doing some euthanasia kind of thing.
You would not be the first person to suggest that.
So we had an increase in cases between yesterday and today of 800 in mainland China. And 300, 200 in other locations.
That's actually kind of disturbing.
But remember, other locations may or may not be testing. I read something somewhere that Egypt's not testing, and yet it's rampant there.
Huh.
And yet, I was looking at Iran the other day, and they only had like 5 or 10 cases. They now have 28.
Egypt, it's just got 1 case right now, according to this thing.
Okay, so let's talk society here, guys.
Let's do it.
What happens to society when half the population is quarantined for 3 weeks?
Okay, well, let's hear. Can we do China first though? Can we directly do China?
Absolutely.
Because
let's do China.
China right now has no, we're not importing and we're not exporting from China, and a lot of countries aren't doing that. So, number one, you have which is directly affecting car manufacturing and electronics. Okay, which are 2 huge things for China.
Right.
So they can't get in the metal that they need to be able to make whatever parts it is. They don't have the people in the factory, so even if they did have the metal and the resources, they couldn't efficiently make any of the parts.
Right.
And then they're not going to be able to export any of it because nobody's going to want any of it right now because it could potentially have virus on it, I guess.
Even though that's really not been proven
Right. But it's like a triple threat of like right now they're for more or less, most of it's completely just shut down.
So I was reading on Forbes that we're good until about April.
Right.
But the problem is that you still have this glut where there's been nothing produced for 2 months.
Right.
What are you going to do?
Right. Yeah. And how long is it going to take them to get back up into that? Right. Yeah. And I'm curious how that's going to affect, big box stores, like your Walmarts, Home Depots, your Lowe's, your Costco's, the places that get like these, huge imports of plastics, and other things. I think food-wise, we don't get that much food from China, from my understanding.
But it's the ingredients a lot of times. Like, so I mentioned to you the other day, 90% of our apple juice comes from China.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, whatever.
We don't drink that much apple juice anyway, so.
but so your chemicals, additives that go into your foods as well.
Right.
So a lot of your packaged food supplies comes from stuff in China. Wheat and stuff comes from China. Soybeans come from China.
And I'm wondering, like, what is there like a sanitation thing for this stuff that you can like sanitize the coronavirus out of things, or is this something that's like morphed and you can't do that. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
That's the other curious thing.
I mean, I suppose you could irradiate everything, but then you kill all the good stuff too. But
yeah, we could call it Chernobyl food,
right? And then people won't eat it. So
right.
So
right.
It's interesting.
There's a lot of unknowns, and it's very curious because we have a lot of stuff we get from China.
Oh yeah. So okay.
And I think this is gonna. I don't know. Do you think that this will affect our economy as far as like bringing more jobs back to the U.S. and like pulling out of China some?
Trump's behind all of this.
Because I'm curious about that.
Trump is colluding with coronavirus.
That's it. That's totally it. Yep. That'll be interesting.
I don't know. I work in Omaha several days a week. I work in some areas that are not exactly I don't want to overgeneralize, but lower income areas tend to be not as clean. And now there's obviously exceptions to that rule. But I really don't want to disparage anyone by saying that, because, I grew up poor and we were a very, very clean family. But it just tends to go hand in hand sometimes. And I'm concerned that the spread of those viruses in those areas may put me at risk. So I'm sitting there saying, I have to be ready to sit around for 3 weeks at home with my family.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I going to do? Well, all of a sudden, you're going to get a podcast every day. Hello, America.
Hey, at least you're not stuck on a cruise ship.
Well, I think that'd be fun for about a month and a half, but the problem is they're stuck in their rooms. They're stuck in their rooms. They're not stuck on a cruise ship. They're stuck in their rooms.
Right. It's not as if they're, it's a luxurious hotel or a luxurious hospital that they can just wander around.
Right, exactly. They are stuck in their 200 square foot rooms.
Yeah, that's rough.
That does not sound like fun to me.
Last I knew, how many, 700 people on that cruise ship got it?
Yeah.
So I guess what we're saying is, guys, folks who are listening, be ready to stay at home for 3 weeks or longer, because if you've got to be, you got to be ready, because if you get quarantined, who's gonna help you?
Yeah,
I mean, some folks, sure, there's family around to help you, but do you really want family showing up and dropping you off food?
Right.
I don't want that. I don't want the possibility of them being infected, getting me, or me get infected getting them.
Yeah.
And so I think it has the possibility of, and as I said, I don't think we'll know what's going to happen for another 3-4 weeks in the U.S. once we get the tests.
And you know what else I want to know is, how does warm weather affect this? That's the other thing I'm curious about. Is it going to be like the flu, where it's like, okay, once the weather gets warm, everything kind of just dissipates and disappears?
That's a good question. I mean, China is technically warm weather, especially down Hong Kong.
Are they?
Guangzhou? Yeah, that's right near Vietnam. That's warm. It's jungle down there.
Yeah, I guess so.
And
I guess so. You're right.
I don't know.
Well, so much for that theory.
Sorry, man. Sorry. I don't mean to rain on your parade.
Dang it. You're ruining it.
So Japan
right now, Orlando doesn't have any cases, so go to Disney now.
Right. That's the other thing. Are people going to stop traveling? Are people going to stop? I keep getting advertisements for,
I bet they will.
for cheaper cruises now.
Oh yeah, I bet
they're like 50% off. I'm like,
right?
Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Is it?
Is it worth it?
It will be interesting, because think about this. All right, so it's going to potentially affect imports and everything coming into the country.
Yeah.
So you're looking at Walmart and all that jazz. It's all going to be pretty bad. Then you're probably going to scare people into not traveling, which means that tourism is probably going to tank too.
Yeah.
For at least a little while, if it gets bad enough here. That's the first thing, is why would I travel? I'll just take a year off, not go anywhere. Right. We'll stay at home during the summer and not travel. or if they tell us not to travel, and that's going to tank tourism, and all these, Florida's going to go under, and all these other places.
I mean, Florida's already under, but
it'll be an interesting thing.
Now, so here's another question I've got. Africa, we don't see any cases in Africa except for Egypt. Is it because they're not testing? I mean, do they not have the means to test? Same with South America. What's going on down there?
How much travel
Tombstone,
are there
what
to
are you
those
doing?
two countries?
Nothing. My wife's making a racket.
Oh, don't blame her.
It's her fault.
Don't blame her. We can't see you on video, so, it was like, it honestly sounded like someone was breaking out tire chains and beating you with them.
Just keep going.
Just saying.
We just wanted to make sure you were good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I think that how much travel is there to actually Africa and South America?
I think
truly,
there's a lot.
How much travel
I think there's a lot to like Rio and stuff.
Africa, not as much. South America, quite a bit.
Yeah. But then you also have places like India.
Maybe they're just not
claim to only have 3 cases. I don't believe that one bit.
There's no way.
Exactly.
Dude, that place is so densely populated, it's ridiculous. There's no way.
They may be worse than China as far as sanitation and population density. I mean, China's got, 1.3 billion?
Especially with all the animals and everything everywhere.
India has 1.3 billion, and the land area is like a quarter of the size. I mean, there's a huge difference there.
Right.
Right. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to talk about. As I said, I don't think we'll know any details until it's, too late. And by then we'll all be like, hey, we need to quarantine.
But we'll bring you conspiracy theories till then.
Oh,
yes.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
It's what we do best.
Absolutely. Yes.
My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democrat, and I love John McCain. And I also am told that Chuck Graham, state senator's here. Chuck, stand up. Chuck, let him see you.
Amazing.
Oh, God love you. What am I talking about? I tell you what. If we do everything right, we do it with absolute certainty. We stand up there and we make really tough decisions. There's still a 30% chance you're going to get it wrong.
Can you hear me now?
Shh.
Yeah. Like absolutely berserk.
Okay, Ozzy just talked 3 times over an intro. Are you okay, Ozzy? Ozzy, what's going on?
He can't hear us.
Ozzy cannot hear us.
Ozzy, are you in Mumble?
Ozzy, you couldn't hear us?
Enter channel. See more butts enter channel. Karen.
Hi, Ozzy.
This is just not our day.
I can't hear anything.
What the heck?
Hold on, I'm going to close everything out. Jeez. This is so hard.
See more butts left channel and disconnected.
What in the world?
I don't know.
Freaking A.
See more butts enter channel.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
What the hell?
You might need
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
You might need to mute me.
Like everything went blank. Like all of a sudden, like I could see Tombstone, but I couldn't hear anything.
Hangouts does that to you sometimes.
I don't want to hang out at Hangouts anymore.
Oh. Aaron had an amazing intro going, and you were stepping all over it.
It's such a shame. It's such a shame.
Sorry.
We're gonna have to listen to it again, Tombstone.
I don't mind.
I don't mind either. It makes me feel kind of weird inside when we listen to it.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
Let's do it.
3, 2.
My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democrat, and I love John McCain. And I also am told that Chuck Graham, state senator's here. Chuck, stand up. Chuck, let him see you. Oh, God love you. What am I talking about? I tell you what. If we do everything right, we do it with absolute certainty. We stand up there and we make really tough decisions. there's still a 30% chance you're going to get it wrong.
Oh, yeah.
That may be the best intro you've ever done. How long did that take you to do?
Oh, goodness.
5 minutes. I mean, Joe's a natural when it comes to being creepy.
Yes. Natural creeper.
He stands behind people, that's for sure.
He does indeed. Sniffing their hair.
Oh, Joe.
By the way, Aaron, this week I found, for the first time, I actually watched the video of the guy talking about his beard being cut off and being forced to eat it.
Isn't that amazing?
I've never seen anything quite like it. It was honestly a little close to home.
Well, seeing as how it's from like near you, yes.
It's from Kentucky, but yes,
close enough. Isn't South Carolina Kentucky? I mean,
basically,
it's like Kentucky South.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
it was pretty funny though.
Cut my beard and force me to eat it.
That makes me very happy about that. All I got is just the lady yelling at people to be adults.
Was that from the 90s? It looked like it was from the 90s.
Maybe. I don't have a clue. All I know is it makes for great intros.
Yes.
I miss the 90s, guys, like a lot.
Do you? I
really do. Were the 90s not good to you, Ben?
No, I just don't have. I mean, I was a kid, so I guess they were great, but I don't know. I mean,
it was the 80s, guys. The 80s got me, especially when they tore down the wall.
Yeah, that was rough, wasn't it?
We are not going over that again. All right,
why? We go over it in every single
episode. I just want to thank.
Why stop the trend?
I want to thank Patrick for reaching out and wishing us congratulations on our 100th episode.
Woo-woo.
Fraught with technical difficulties, insanity, and
yes,
our video chat software, I don't know, for some reason or another, is taking a dump today. Massive dump today.
It's bad.
And we sometimes can't see each other. We sometimes can see each other.
I can right now see Tombstone's beautiful face in HD. So, but Aaron is completely black.
See, I can actually see both of you in HD right now. No, I take that back. I take that back. You just cut out, Ozzy. It's so miserable. I don't even know what's going on.
It's rough.
But
if you would like to sponsor us to get better cameras and apparently equipment and the internet,
reach out to us at the show at thefrontporchshow.com.
You sure can.
That's right.
Or if you work for Verizon or somebody that can actually help us, then yeah, do it.
That's
true. Apparently there's something wrong. I think it's the Boogaloo, personally. And you guys just don't know what's coming.
Finally, the feds have caught on to us.
You can't blame the Boogaloo for everything.
Why not? I mean,
the Boogaloo does not have superpowers that can't hurt you.
The feds finally caught on to us, and they're blocking our internet.
It's called coronavirus.
Tinfoil.
Yes.
I tell you. Guys, the issues that we're going through today are nothing, though, compared to the issues that hit the Democratic National Party's debate the other day.
Their biggest issue is called Mike Bloomberg versus Bernie Sanders.
Yes.
Which, by the way, I'm totally pulling for Bernie in that one, and not because I think Bernie is most likely to lose. I think Bernie is actually most likely to win, but because I'm an American and I love underdogs, I cannot stand to see the nomination stolen from Bernie one more time.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Do you guys feel the same way? Like I think Bernie would actually would be very dangerous to Trump.
Maybe.
But no, maybe. I think Bloomberg would be a complete washout.
Now I have heard that basically what's happening is that Bloomberg is getting ready to set up Hillary to run again, and that he's going to essentially
keep saying that
he's essentially just going to step aside, and then all of a sudden Hillary's going to be like in the spotlight, and then she's going to lose again, and it's going to be even more epic. So
if Hillary gets the nomination, I don't know. I have to make some kind of bet, something kind of ridiculous bet.
Yeah.
I already told you guys.
Your left
I called this. I
can't do it. I can't do that. My wife would hate me.
Gentlemen, I called this back 2 months ago that it was going to be a brokered convention and Hillary was going to run.
I just don't. I can see a brokered convention.
My second option.
Very likely.
My second option was Michelle ends up running. I don't think
that actually, to me, it would be less surprising if Michelle was slotted in there than if Hillary was.
Yeah. I would think she would have come in a lot sooner, though. I don't think she's like an end game of just pop her in at the last second. I think she would be more of like they would probably try and get her a little bit earlier.
Instantaneously. She shows up.
Maybe
she shows up at the brokered convention. She immediately wins.
Yeah,
she and Barack show up at the brokered convention.
I feel like you'd be hearing some rumors though, because these things tend to get around.
All right. Here you go. You ready for conspiracy theory?
Yes.
Here you go.
Yes.
So Michelle Obama comes in, broker convention, gets the nomination, and chooses Joe Biden as her running mate.
That would never happen. Okay, so I don't know
if Joe would work for another Obama.
Despite all the fantastic bromance memes between him and Barack during their entire career in the White House, I don't think the relationship was actually there.
I was going to say, I don't see how Obama would be able to stand him. He is such a creeper.
Biden,
and he's dumb. He's dumb as a box of rocks. Obama is a lot of things, but he's not dumb.
Biden was brought in because of his politics and his connections. Yeah, that's why
he
Biden
was brought in for the OWP vote.
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah,
that's old white people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks. Don't explain the jokes.
But now the Democrats have to figure out how to get the OBP vote, and that's becoming more of a problem for them.
They're just a problem to begin with. Like, okay, even SNL is catching on to making fun of all of this. I was watching an excellent Saturday Night Live skit about the Iowa caucuses, and it was actually quite funny. So
yes,
I have to say that I'm actually very pleased with how this is going.
So the hilarious irony being, despite what you were saying, Aaron, about Barack Obama and Joe Biden's relationship, is that Joe Biden is beloved among the elderly black people of South Carolina and other parts south.
Which is fascinating.
Whereas Bernie Sanders really is not. But Bernie Sanders has been working very hard to close that gap, and he has moved the needle. I forget exactly how much in South Carolina, but he has. Like, it is actually not outside the realm of possibility that Bernie wins South Carolina.
And can we talk about Bloomberg? He is up to $400 million.
Oh, and he is spent so far.
I wish. Okay. All right, you know who needs to be congratulated in this whole Bloomberg thing is the political consultant who convinced him to run, because that person has already bought their second house in the Hamptons, and they're looking for a third.
Guys, when you literally have everything you could ever want, what is the next thing you want after that?
To beat Donald Trump?
It's power. Yes, power and prestige.
But the thing is, Bloomberg already has power. And people in Bloomberg,
he just doesn't have prestige.
This is the difference. I would disagree with that, Ben. And I'll tell you why. In the past, with a couple of very notable exceptions, very wealthy men like Donald Trump and Mike Bloomberg, although Bloomberg is a lot wealthier than Trump. That's a whole different conversation.
My goodness gracious. Yeah,
but wealthy men like that in that league, they didn't run for office. They exercised power and made donations and made friendships and built relationships behind the scenes. Right. This idea of powerful people trying to directly take the reins of power and showing up in the media to make the case directly for what they want is different. I'll give you another example of this. It was not always the case that people that worked for the CIA would go talk on CNN all the time. How many times have Brennan and Clapper and who's the other guy? Other basically intelligence community and national security hacks start showing up on CNN for direct advocacy for politicians. Like, that didn't used to happen.
So do you think that this is just a direct result of what?
I think
people just want to be popular. They want to.
So broadly speaking, I'm gonna tie this into a more broad point. We can talk about whether you think I'm correct or not. But I think broadly speaking, the machinery, what I call the cathedral, which is basically the power complex of progressivism in the so-called international community, because it's not just progressivism as part of it.
Does this cathedral have flying buttresses or not?
There are flying buttresses, and the buttresses are the intelligence community, the State Department, CNN, MSNBC, and so on.
Hooking you up with that knowledge.
What's happening is the levers they used to pull to make things happen are no longer working. So instead of pulling levers behind the curtain, people are collectively stepping out into the limelight and making the case directly for what they're trying to accomplish.
And it's terrifying.
It is terrifying, and it's also annoying, frankly, to me, because a lot of them are revealing themselves to just be hacks. But Donald Trump has accelerated the process, is where I was getting at. I don't think you get a Mike Bloomberg run without a Trump run. I could be wrong, because Bloomberg was making noises about running in 2016, and he didn't. But it's a little bit strange.
He's just so awkward. Like, that's the thing with Bloomberg. He is like a creeper. I
guess the question is Bloomberg running? Is he running as a response to Trump, or is he running as a response to Bernie? Because I feel like he has less to say about Trump than he does about Bernie. So he's running as the anti-Bernie, just like So Bernie was running as the anti-Romney.
Bernie is now double digits ahead of everyone else. So 10 plus ahead of everyone else in the Democratic race. Why did everyone gang up on Bloomberg the other day? I think they've already been told Bernie's not running. Bernie can't win.
No,
I think they've already been told.
They might have been told that, but they have been told wrong.
Well, I'm just saying no. I'm saying the Democrats will not let Bernie run.
I don't think.
I'm telling you in a convention. Yes, in a convention.
So I guess the question is Bernie going to be able to get enough votes to circumvent a broker convention? That's really the question.
No, not at this point.
And how is this going to affect the Democrat Party if they screw Bernie over?
Oh, they're done.
Is this going to break their party down? That's what I'm curious
people
about.
People are saying it'd be the end of the Democratic Party, but I think you guys misunderestimate.
I don't know about being the end of it.
Democrats can form square and return fire. They can do it. They will do it. But it would be ugly.
Yeah.
It would be ugly.
That's the only reason I can see them avoiding him in the debate the other night was the fact that they've been told he's not going to win.
What if they don't want to make him stronger? Because Bernie is one of the only ones that actually has coherent talking points, even if they are socialist.
Right.
It's true.
Right.
It's true.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not trying to be contrarian. I didn't watch it, but
I don't know.
But there is a point to which if you gang up on someone, then they look better.
Yeah.
So
like Bernie's positions are extremely, extremely, extremely well known. Probably better than anybody else up on the stage.
So they were trying to prop up Bloomberg then?
Yeah.
Is what you're saying? Which did not help at all.
I don't know if they were trying to prop up Bloomberg or if they were trying to attack Bloomberg. It would make more sense that maybe they were ignoring. It makes sense to me they might be ignoring Bernie in favor of attacking Bloomberg, because Bloomberg is a disruptive threat. Bernie's fairly constant.
What about, do you think that Bloomberg's position is directly helping Bernie Sanders and just being like the fall guy for the party? Do you know what I mean?
I think
giving them somebody to attack, and that way Bernie looks better, because you had Bernie Sanders going after him because he's a billionaire, and heaven forbid these billionaires get in and all this other stuff, and I'm looking at Bernie Sanders going, doesn't this guy have like 3 houses too? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's pretty bad when a millionaire is attacking a billionaire because he's got billions, and you're like,
yes. I think Mike Bloomberg is filling the same function for the Democrats that Marco Rubio was filling for the Republicans in 2016, and that is he's not going to win, but he's sucking up a lot of money that could be money and votes from other candidates that could be better used to defeat their Trump, which is Bernie.
Yeah.
So Bloomberg is prohibiting the coalescing of the votes around, say, Joe Biden. But that's not just Bloomberg's fault. That's Biden's fault, because he's such an awful candidate.
Yeah, he is.
And see, Biden has the opposite problem of Bernie. Biden is really well known for his he's been in Washington forever.
Well,
nobody likes him anymore. He's past his sell-by date. Yeah. Whereas Bernie, somehow, his ideology is surging. Joe Biden's boomerist neoliberalism is receding. So it's like a timing thing. Just like Trump would not have been able to win in 2012, but 2016 was the right moment for him.
Right.
And
it was the wrong moment for Ted Cruz.
Here's a question for you guys.
All right.
How does the coronavirus thing affect the politics in the election?
It's Trump. Trump's doing it all.
Well, obviously, we already declared that Trump is in collusion with coronavirus. But seriously, how does it affect it? How does it?
I think it's going to depend on what happens with it. If it becomes a big thing and then Trump comes out strong against or with solutions or something like that could help him. I don't know that I see it specifically like not. I don't know.
I don't see him moving the needle a lot because Trump is already such a watershed figure, for better for worse. People, I don't know if I would expect to see a little bit of movement in Trump's favor, provided he handles it with a semblance of urgency. Right. If he totally borks it up, there's no telling. But I think it could. Some people are going to hate whatever he does, or they're going to hate when he does it, just because he's Trump.
Right.
So
right. It's always going to be too late.
I'm sure it will be politicized. That does bug me. I wish we could just get on with it and deal with it, but no, it'll be heavily politicized because we're living in a hellscape we call America.
Do you think it's going to? I don't know if it's bad. Do you think it's going to sway things towards him or towards Democrats?
I can't see it helping Democrats. I could be wrong. Just because Democrats are the party of globalism.
Now, here you go. You ready? I bet you that this virus is going to affect us, and this is how they're going to get the voting by cell phone in, and that's how the Democrats are going to win.
Oh, that's a solid conspiracy theory, right?
Wow! Wow!
Did you come up with that on your own?
I did actually. I just thought about that.
Wow.
Because I was thinking about the booty judge and how he had that the caucus with the cell phones, and I was like, that would be like the perfect situation to try and bring that in as being a viable solution.
This is a voting unpredicted over that. I was so mad.
I told you. Who did you say was going to win?
I had Bernie down to win. I thought it was not going to.
I mean, technically Bernie won.
By popular vote, doesn't matter. And
technically he still won.
Just I don't believe
the app. I don't believe the app.
Oh yeah, and technically Hillary Clinton won too.
Yeah.
No. The only thing I can think of is that the savior is the Electoral College. Should it come down to people not voting and people sending it, having to vote via app or whatever?
Shady. Yeah,
it's the Electoral College.
I will oppose any kind of electronic voting to the death.
Oh, I will too.
It's a terrible idea. I want to go back. I say electronic. I mean, with phones. I really don't like the electronic voting machines now. I think we should go back to paper ballots.
No. Yep.
I have
to say I agree with you on that.
But now there is a movement going around. I've noticed people talking about how paper ballots are unhackable. Folks, it's not whatever system you use. It's not how you vote. It's who counts the votes, okay?
Right.
If your vote counters are unreliable, it doesn't matter if they're paper or electronic.
So I'm not saying there's conspiracy theory or not.
But electronic voting is designed to circumvent the who counts the votes part of the problem.
We're not saying there's a conspiracy theory, but we're really going to hint at it.
Vermont,
you ready?
In Vermont, there was an election that I was following very closely. It was a hardcore progressive versus a very moderate Republican. And
so it's Vermont.
So it's basically a mainstream Democrat running as a Republican. Anyways, election's just about over. 98% of the votes are in. A couple of small precincts elsewhere, and the Republican is leading. And everyone's basically they're rolling out the carpets. He's winning. He's gonna win. It's all over. And he was going to end up winning by, I think it was 1,300 votes or something. All of a sudden, mysteriously, they found a bag of ballots in the back of a trunk of a car. And all those just so happened to be for Shumlin. Not saying anything, but I'm just saying. Very shady. Very shady. As you said, Tombstone, it's who counts the votes?
Yeah.
Who counts the votes?
So like I said, the electronic, I'm sure, and I don't know if you guys have them, but it's like a little flat plastic flat screen device.
Yeah, that's what
it gives you a ballot.
You punch a little number. You put the sheet on it and punch a little nerd. It's got the sheet on it and punch little numbers.
So I can tell you that those are not secure as they should be. But
the problem is though, how do you make sure that they are? Like that's the problem is how can you trust someone to say that it's perfectly secure and we're getting an accurate everything?
That's what the Elections Commission's job is to do. But the problem is those systems don't have Wi-Fi. They're not networked when they're being used, but they are touched by other systems that are not air-gapped correctly. So I don't know. I have a friend who works on this stuff. I need to ask him about it, but suffice to say, it's not as good as it could be. Am I worried about the Russians hacking our election? No. Which
okay. So did you see this week?
Yes,
did they hack our election?
Russia Collusion is back on.
Oh yes, Russia Collusion is back on.
All right.
So they are.
Take them.
They are.
Everything's right in the world. We have a Russia investigation.
Yes.
Life can go on.
It's going to be fine. I feel so comfortable now that we're on the 5th year of this.
Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit more in depth. So the intelligence community has declared that Russia is trying to.
Isn't it interesting how the intelligence community is, every time they say something, it's about how Russians are helping Trump. Isn't it funny how that keeps happening?
So, no, they also came out this week saying that the Russians are helping Sanders.
Oh, two disestablishmentarianism candidates. Isn't that very interesting? How
so here's the thing. There are no links to the candidates themselves. The candidates themselves have not. Well, they haven't been fabricated yet, I guess.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that's because they're not sure who's going to be in the forefront yet.
So the question is, how can they call it collusion when we do this all the time, all over the world? We go in, we attempt to sway an election to get whoever we want. Russia's main goal, and I've said this before, and I'm getting really mad right now.
Oh, watch out. Aaron's about to get busted by the popo.
Putin has said, my job is to sow disinformation and cause chaos. That's what Putin has said.
Yes.
He's propping up Trump because Trump is nuts. He's propping up Sanders because Sanders is nuts.
And our intelligence community is helping him by making it sound like it's Trump's fault.
Exactly. I can't even. Oh.
You sound like a teenage girl.
I am mad.
On the scale of 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 10, I just can't even.
It's complete disillusionment. Like they can't even. It's not even cognitive what they're thinking. It defies all logic. Okay, guys, I got to ask you a question.
2020. All right, let's
ask you a question.
Ask me a question. Yes, I will still vote for Trump. I will still crawl over a mile of broken glass to do it.
I don't get it, but okay. I got to ask you guys, national voting holiday.
Yes.
I find this to be actually, yeah. Why not?
I'm in favor of a national voting holiday, but I'm also in favor of restricting the vote to property-owning males.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot.
But until we get the second one, we should have the first one.
I think the national voting holiday, yes, because it would give people less of an excuse not to vote. But I also think there needs to be requirements about people voting, like who votes. So you need to show your ID or something to vote.
All right, Tombstone.
I'm just saying.
We got to dive into your comment. We got to dive into it.
Uh-oh. Notice I stayed away from that.
I can't because at the risk of being considered, the show being considered misogynist, we have to dive into it. Explain your view, Tombstone.
I don't know if I can do it concisely in a way that's not going to get me in trouble.
Basically, if you're the one that has skin in the game, then you should be able to vote. That's mostly usually what happens whenever I say that.
I don't think you should only. I'll tell you what. I'll walk back what I said. I don't think it should actually only be property-owning males. I think it should also be property-owning males and females. I don't believe in restricting women from owning property there. But you should have to own property to vote.
I kind of agree with that.
Or maybe you should have to pay
taxes.
But if we're going to have, if we're going to have an egalitarian system, we should actually have it, and we should do it properly, which means have a voting holiday and have voter ID. But we don't have those things. Yeah. Instead, we have a system that can be exploited by illegal immigrants and the people that like it when illegal immigrants vote for them.
And I mean, how hard would it be to get like a specific voter ID out? I'm just saying. Like,
we don't need it. So, all we need is a driver's license. That's all we need.
Right? No.
Not when New York's giving them to illegals now.
But I'm just saying,
that's a whole different conversation.
How hard would it be just to say, hey, you know what? If you want to vote, you have to get a specific like voter ID card or something like that.
South Africa does it. A lot of places do it.
Just like if you want to get a license, you have to go through requirements to get a license. It's not that it isn't a right of yours but you have to jump through certain hoops to get access to.
Then they claim it's a poll tax.
Not if you don't have to pay.
Free? Yeah, what if it's free?
And it should be free.
It's the extra effort of having to get something done. I agree with you guys.
Actually putting skin in the game.
I agree with you. I agree with you guys. Look, I'm at the point where I think that if you own a business or you own property or something like that, that's great. That should be, you should be a voter. But I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of people out there who own property, own businesses who don't vote.
Or maybe make it so that, like, okay, if you own property, you get 2 votes or something like that because you're paying property tax or whatever else. I don't know. I'm just shooting from the hip now.
Do you think it's unfair for those people who don't, who can't?
No, because I think it's a choice more than it is.
You have to
an actual like
you
dilemma.
have to have ID. You have to have ID to go to the doctor.
I'm not saying ID. I'm not saying
you're
ID.
Talking about you're talking about voting for if you have property or whatever else.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. That's why I think I don't know. That's what makes me mad about when people are renting around and I'm paying like a lot of money in taxes, and then you have all these people, thousands of people who are renting who aren't paying property taxes.
Right.
That I'm just saying, for me, it kind of ticks me off. So it's kind of like, I think they should still have access, but I think jumping through hoops might be a better way to do that. You know what I mean? Like require a class or something before you can vote.
You mean like civics? Like we used to require
something.
High school?
Like require something of people who want to vote. Don't just make it just a privilege that, hey, you know what, you're just 18 years old. Yeah, you can vote now.
It's your civic responsibility.
Make it some sort of responsibility, or give them some sort of responsibility that they have to do. Don't even make it a pass or fail class. Just make it a class or make it a thing. You know what I mean? Where it's like, hey, I have to collect 10 forms of ID to get a driver's license.
I don't think it needs to be. So if we're gonna, like I said, if we're gonna have an egalitarian system, let's make it egalitarian. Let's have it at least be commonsensically secure. Okay, I don't actually have a program in mind for going back to you have to have property to vote. We could set like a minimum value of like $40,000 or something like that. I don't know, but we may could hash that out another time. But if we're the system we have, what upsets me, just speaking realistically, is that the system we had could be vastly improved by making ID mandatory and by implementing a holiday.
Right.
We could like, I feel like that would be a huge step in the right direction just by doing those 2 easy things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting.
It wouldn't kill us to shut the country down for 1 day a year.
Right. Well, 1 day every 4 years.
I mean, here's the thing: is that even though it shuts it down, you can't lose critical services. You're still going to have people driving buses. You're still going to have people working in hospitals. You're still going to have people. Do you think more people would actually go vote if there was a national holiday?
I think so.
I would like to think so, but I don't know.
I don't think they would. I honestly don't think they would. I think it's a good idea, but I don't think they would.
I think it would give people less of an excuse because sometimes it's hard to get out of work, even though, it's required for them to let you go to do that. But I don't know. Again, I think maybe it would be a good thing because it would weed out the people who don't care as opposed to the people that would care more. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's why I think maybe have something in place where it's not just you know what, I can just lackadaisically do this. Make it something where it's like, okay, I have to fulfill whatever requirement it is to do that, to have that, not right, but to have that privilege of being able to do it. So, I don't know.
Interesting. Ozzy, this week you've posted an article that proves Putin is colluding in the election.
This is true.
Explain to us what's going on there.
Okay, so apparently a few days ago during the Democrat convention, debate. What am I saying? There was a unleash attack from the skies from Putin.
From Putin
in Las Vegas. From Putin.
From
yes.
Putin.
Yes, it is.
What happened?
All right. So there. This is the Make America Great Again Putin attack. So Putin, which would stand for Pigeons United to Interfere Now.
Wait, what?
So in December, let's get a little backstory here. In December, in Las Vegas, because why wouldn't it happen in Vegas? There is a man who is unknown at this time, and is being sought after by at least two women who are pigeon rights activists.
Wait, what? Are we sure this isn't a fake article?
Oh, this is completely real.
Pigeon rights activists.
Completely real. Yes, I looked them up. Yes, it's this mother-daughter duo who are trying to find this guy. So this man who owns pigeons in Las Vegas decided that he was going to glue cowboy hats to the top of pigeons and then release them.
Wait, what?
In Las Vegas. This happened in December. Okay? So you can look it up. Look up cowboy hats and pigeons in Las Vegas.
I do remember this, actually.
So for the Democrat debate the other night, this man glued Trump hair and MAGA hats on these pigeons and released them during the convention or during the debate. And yes, so their acronym is PUTIN, which is Pigeons United to Interfere Now, which I would have loved.
That's a solid acronym. I like it.
It's good.
Of all of these people who were flipping out with these birds with the red MAGA hats on and the Trump hair.
I need this in my life.
I don't keep pigeons, but I'd keep them now. No.
Oh my goodness, yes. I would totally do that. And if you look in the article, we'll have to post the article because these pigeons are hilarious. I can't say that I approve of the fact that he's gluing these hats on these pigeons because, it's not exactly the greatest thing in the world, but it is hilarious. And I'm looking forward to seeing how PETA's going to respond to this. So
who knows?
The intelligence community is on it.
Stop it right now! We will stop this tournament! This is stupid! This is absolutely ridiculous! Get out of here! We will stop this tournament right now! We are adults, and this is ridiculous! It is a cornhole tournament fundraiser! Cut the crap!
Where was that again? Was that in South Carolina?
No, that
Georgia.
Was my hometown.
Oh. Yeah.
In Georgia.
In Smyrna? Or,
no, Douglasville,
not
man.
Smyrna, Douglasville.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you probably passed by that on the way to get the boat.
Probably.
Did you hear anybody screaming at you? It happens. They have some guy that's standing on the bridge at the line for the county. just screams
That's
at people
glorious.
and throws bags of cornhole bags at people.
Guys, when did you learn to change a tire?
I was probably like 12.
I think I was probably
at home. At home.
I don't remember. I was pretty young.
My dad taught me, so
nice.
Yeah, I was too. I remember doing it the first time. I was too young to actually do it, but my dad took me through it, and he let me lean on the tire iron to tighten the bolts.
Yeah.
No, I was 6. So, I was 6. My grandfather taught me how to change the truck. He had one of those old Chevy. I don't even know what it was. Like old military Chevys, what they used to have.
Yeah. Oh yeah, cool.
The boxy Chevys. He had one of those. Cool. It was
nice.
Reddish, I think.
Yeah.
And I remember changing the front tire on that sucker.
I might have been younger. I don't know. That maybe that first time changing a tire by myself. Or,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I think I was maybe 12 or 13, but yeah.
First time by myself. Yeah, I was probably 12, 13, but around then.
Yeah.
What about cooking?
Oh, geez. I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years old. Okay. I remember helping my mom cook.
When were you like? When was your mom like, hey, you can cook your own food now? If family was gone or something.
Probably 12.
Okay. What about you, Tombstone? Tombstone still doesn't cook, so
10, 12.
I cook my breakfast. That's pretty much it.
Okay. When did that start at a specific time in your life, or did you?
Yeah, like a year ago.
Life's rough.
Oh my goodness. So that's a skill you could have learned in high school.
Yes.
So there's a high school here, guys, that is sending out or taking an entire day of school to teach the kids how to adult.
So they're going to teach them how to do taxes and...
Well, probably not.
Get screwed by the government.
It is tax season, isn't it? I've got like three pages spreadsheets up in QuickBooks here.
Still waiting on my tax return.
Yeah, me too. How you work through Intuit TurboTax.
So the interesting thing that I read the other day is that anyone going for the earned income credit is not going to get it until around middle of March. Not going to get their tax return until
That's
then.
not what I want to hear.
So you're welcome, Tombstone.
Dang it.
Interesting.
Apparently they are doing extra auditing on those.
Well, they can audit my kids.
Yeah, right. I know,
right? So anyway, so they are going to teach the kids how to change tires. Several seniors are going to now learn how to check the oil under their hoods.
Didn't they used to call this shop class?
I don't know. They're going to learn how to cook. They're going to learn how to...
Yeah, it was called home ec and shop class. Like...
I don't understand.
Wasn't it? I mean,
do you make your kids do chores?
Yes, absolutely. They don't do like crazy amount of chores.
No.
Like my son who is 5 right now, he helps me do the trash, like take the trash out and puts a new trash bag liner in and helps me drag the stuff to the curb and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Myron the other day, when I was doing the breaks, granted he only stuck around for, 30 minutes, but he was there for 30 minutes.
Right.
And he changed the tire. I mean, he helped pull the tire off and everything, 4 years old.
Yeah, I just redid all the brakes and everything on my vehicle. They helped me rotate the tires, change the oil.
Absolutely.
I'll throw them up into the bed, like onto the frame, so they can watch what I'm doing whenever I'm checking the oil and everything else. So.
But here's the thing: your kids are an anomaly because most people don't make their kids do chores anymore.
What?
Yeah. Apparently, most children do not do household chores.
You think millennials are a useless generation? Wait, give it another 15, 20 years.
Oof. Well,
I'm telling you guys, we have serious problems.
Judging by our conversations, our kids are going to be the
qualified for presidency.
I don't understand why they're wasting a school day. Now, granted, a lot of the school day is...
Well, one of the reasons you need to embrace neo-reactionaryism is because you're going to be astounded by how far ahead your kids are compared to other kids. Do you really want your kids bossed around by those kids. No, your kids are going to have right to rule. You need to embrace that.
This is why my kids will rule the country.
A libertarian future is a future where the dumb kids are telling your kids what to do, and nobody wants that.
Now, okay, I have to say though, like, why is this not something that they're like? Why is this only something they're doing one day of?
What?
I don't know.
This, if you're wanting to teach kids how to do all of this, why is this not?
It should be a 3-day-a-week class, 2 days at least.
Right, because this is only it's only 1 day, right? It's not like it's one day a week.
I can tell you how it's going to go down. Is these kids are just going to stand around watching someone do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Yes.
And then they're going to be stuck on the side of the road calling AAA for the rest of their lives.
And AAA is going to have all the rich people that are going to be running it. So
yeah, but that's the problem. Okay, so I was talking to a buddy of mine. And he's got a daughter. One daughter's in college, one daughter's in high school. Anyways, daughter in high school's got a boyfriend. Boyfriend comes from a very wealthy family.
Yeah.
And the boyfriend wanted to take the daughter out to like a $100 a plate restaurant.
Yowza! This is high school?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Grief.
And
Good
I'm like,
grief.
and so the question we posed was
that now.
When do no, heck no. When did kids just become so entitled that they think that $100 a plate is nothing? It's like, man, what in the world?
That's a lot, man. That's a lot of money.
It's like I balk it up. Like my max that I'll pay for a plate is I will not spend more than 15 on a plate at a really like okay restaurant. Maybe 20.
Really okay
maybe
restaurant.
20. I'm not talking. I'm not.
Do they have anything other than really okay restaurants there in Norfolk?
They do. They have a couple of nice ones. Yeah,
it's like the diner down the street.
It's like $15 you can walk out with a decent meal.
Right.
And $15 for yeah. I mean,
we're usually on the train of probably about 15 to 25, something like that.
Yeah, I'd say 25 is the max.
So, which, by the way, have you guys been to Olive Garden lately? They're actually really good still. Like, they've done a lot to, I'm just saying, they've done a lot to, like, stay in the now and in the know about
We're
food.
talking about fine restaurants, and he's like, Olive Garden, guys, Olive Garden.
I'm just saying, I had some killer calamari at Olive Garden the other day. It was really good.
I don't know.
Oh, that was a gift card, so we only technically paid $5 for our meal.
Yes, nice. No, I don't know. It just seems like kids nowadays just have no idea of what money is.
We're becoming so old.
The most we are.
Dang whippersnappers.
You know the Muppets, the guys that sit out on the porch and just rocking the chair, and they're just, rawr, 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 that's us. No, like
that's why it's the front porch
It is.
show.
It absolutely is.
I'm gonna judge you from my front porch couch.
That's right.
As long as you've got the front porch Frigidaire with the beer in it, then you're good.
Heck
Although I don't drink beer, but
yes,
other beverages.
I don't understand. Like when I was in high school, I worked on a farm 50, 60 hours a week. Probably wasn't supposed to do that, so I probably shouldn't admit that.
What are they going to do?
You're not the criminal. Your boss is.
Who cares? I do not understand these kids. Like, I started thinking at that point how many hours it takes to buy things.
Yes, I did too. Whenever I started, I started. What I wanted to do in high school was I wanted to have better clothes, and my parents told me that if you wanted to have better clothes, you bought them. If not, we're going to go to Walmart or wherever else.
Right.
And so they were like, you can get a job whenever you turn. For us, it was 17. I did work before that, but like if I wanted to like get a job at wherever, it had to be 17 was the requirement, or 16 or something. And so when I turned 16 or 17, I got a job.
Yeah.
And then I wasted my money on all these brand name clothes that I don't even care about at this moment in time.
Right.
Was it a bunch of Banana Republic stuff, Ben?
It was. I didn't know it wasn't Banana Republic. We didn't have that. It was
Express.
it was Macy's stuff actually.
Old Navy. Wait, what?
So, yeah.
What?
Yeah, I was a Macy's guy. Yeah, I was not a Polo guy. I would not pay I could not get into paying like $45 for a polo shirt. That pissed me off.
I actually need to get some polo shirts.
4 hours of your labor.
But yeah.
By the way,
that's how you added it up.
Tombstone, check out Amazon.
I need some pink shorts and some white polo.
I found the
button downs.
Wait, what?
And that some boat shoes.
Be in the Southern Comfort
dude.
style in there, buddy.
That's what I have a sailboat now. I have to dress the part. I need boat shoes and pink shorts and a polo.
Did I tell you the most comfortable mistake I made?
Ray-Bans. No.
Most comfortable wardrobe mistake I made when I was getting ready for the.
Does that ever not have that connotation ever?
I'm writing this down. So okay, guys.
So many things.
Moving on. No, so
we could go from there.
So, frantically getting ready for the cruise, realized that my linen shorts have a hole in them.
Oh no!
I love my linen shorts. I've got these linen cargo shorts because I'm dad, and dads have to wear cargo shorts.
I don't. I got out of that.
That's because you shop at Macy's.
So I don't anymore. Macy's is too expensive.
And so I'm wearing these nice shorts.
He shops at Goodwill.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
I admit
what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
I've gotten a lot of really great stuff from the Goodwill.
Name
store.
brand for a quarter of the price.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
That's all I'm saying. Name brand for a quarter of the price.
I won't even pay full price at Walmart for stuff. I shop the clearance at Walmart. That's how bad I've gotten. I got this shirt that I'm wearing right now for $3, man. I'm like,
hey, whatever it takes.
The only thing I'll splurge on shirt wise is I do like my T-shirts from Old Navy.
Yes.
Because they've got the long tees, and with the curse of the long upper torso, I kind of have to have those. So anyway, I go to buy shorts on Amazon. Literally, they're arriving the day we leave for our trip, and they show up and they're pants and not shorts.
Okay.
I ordered a pair of linen pants.
Nice.
And may I tell you, they were incredibly comfortable.
I'm sure.
I don't have linen pants.
You should get some.
I do have chinos though. Those are great.
But
by the way,
Tombstone needs a pair of linen pants because he's got the sailboat.
I do.
They'd go great. They'd go great with his Converse.
That's true. You also need like an ascot or something.
Oh, that's the other thing. I have to buy some white bottom shoes because you can't wear regular shoes on a boat because it marks up the.
Depends on the shoes, by the way.
You need some Sperry's there.
It does. I probably can't afford Sperry's. I probably will get some Converse shoes.
Get the knockoffs,
or just get the cheap basics from Walmart.
All right, so getting back to this whole article thing, though. So this is stuff that, like, I think that they should just be teaching kids in school. Period.
Where are the parents? They shouldn't be teaching it in school. Yeah. Where are the parents?
Well, no, I agree. Where are the parents and why aren't they doing it? Because they just, nobody taught them to do it. Now, when I was in high school, my church started actually doing this. And so what they would do is on Wednesday nights for the summer, for one of the summers, I don't know, it was 2006 or something like that. What they did was they got all of the teenagers, and I think I want to say it was 6th grade on up, and they had all of the older men in the church, and we used to go and we would work on like the church vans. And so they taught us how to change the oil. They taught us how to change spark plugs, how to change tires, rotors, brakes, even how to grease the bearings. I remember greasing bearings and everything. And these were men who were mechanics and had been mechanics for 30 years, and that's what we did. And then the ladies in the church, the older ladies in the church, would go through and did sewing classes with all of the girls.
That's pretty awesome.
It was pretty awesome. So, and that has benefited me even to this day. That's how I know how to change brakes.
Nice.
In a car is because of that. So
I was scared off from working on anything underneath my car by watching Aaron cut off a bolt. You had to cut off. Was it a ball joint, Aaron? something.
Was it on the Cobalt?
On the Cobalt, yeah. I forget what it was. You had to cut off something that shouldn't have had to been cut off.
Oh, yes. Yes.
This is when the hangar was still destroyed and we were working on the pad
outside,
and it was raining.
Outside on the left. So yeah, that was a control arm, which the control arm bushing would get.
It was locked up tight.
Control arm bushing would go bad, and then you would the bolt. You'd just unscrew the bolt, and the bolt was stuck solid. And I had like a 10-foot breaker bar on it and couldn't break it.
Ooh,
and so we had to take the hydraulic wrench to it. And I believe it was Mr. Pete who cut it out.
Yeah, something like that.
And it was terrifying.
Such a good time. It was
terrifying.
Okay. Speaking of, all right, I'm going to make a meta point here. So in 2010, again, when I was living with Aaron and on Morse Road there,
I'm the only person on this show that hasn't lived with Aaron.
Have you been up there?
It's true.
No, I haven't.
You got to go up there sometime. We got to go up there. Maybe we should have like a front porch show retreat this summer when it's nice.
Tour de Vermont.
Yes. Let's do it.
And anyway, so Ed had like stuff, all kinds of stuff laying around, useful stuff, some of it, and
yes.
But he had like two generations worth of barns and like of tools in like 3 barns. Anyways, so I was having trouble with my car. As Aaron and I were working on the injectors in the Camry, and it took a few weeks to get it figured out. So Ed kept a bunch of the GM 3.3 liter V6 cars of various types. There's like a couple Pontiacs and an Oldsmobile and some other stuff. Didn't Andrew drive an Oldsmobile for a while, Aaron?
Oh yeah.
Because
the Pontiac Grand Ams were his forte though, because you get them real cheap, like $500 a piece.
Right. They were really inexpensive, and he knew how to work on them. Yeah, he knew how to work on them, and the motors. He knew how to work the motors, and the motors actually on those are pretty reliable. It's everything else is not as much.
Right now, the background music that I can think of is the White and Nerdy with Weird Al. That's all I can think of playing through my head.
So he lent me one of those cars that he had sitting in the backyard, and it was great. It was fantastic. The only problem was it had been in a wreck in the rear.
It tracked sideways down the road.
So I wore out a tire in like 4,000 miles, and I had to replace the tire.
Funny.
But it was great. I mean, it really wasn't that expensive. Yeah. So
you do realize that was probably a tire off the bunk, just so you know. It probably wasn't
I don't know if it would have made a difference though.
No,
I think any kind of tire would have worn right through.
That was
That's funny.
That Camry though, man. That Camry that was a.
I still miss that car.
That was a difficult experience.
Well, I eventually had to have the guy in the shop fix it. Unfortunately, he didn't charge me that much.
We stayed up overnight changing your injectors, which was a feat to get to as it was. And somehow,
we never should have attempted that. I should have just called Nadeem and told him I wasn't going to go to work the next day because I was having car trouble.
Still. So sometime in the whole process, we bent, which I still don't know how it bent. We bent the fuel rail.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't seat the injectors properly after that. And I still don't know how we did that. Still not sure. But anyway,
I don't know.
So we get Tombstone on the road.
I was just supervising.
We get Tombstone on the road at 4 a.m.
That's awesome.
Or we get done at 4 a.m., get him on the road.
We got done at 4. We go back to the house and sacked out, and I think I got up at 7 and hit the road at like quarter after.
And I get a call from Tombstone, hey, man, there's like fuel spraying all over my engine. And like the manifold's right there. I mean, we should have lost the car.
Oh my
Mr.
Pete,
the only thing that saved us is that fuel is a lot harder to get to burn than it is in the movies.
And Mr. Pete was like, nah, just drive it back. Just drive it back to the shop.
Honestly, I probably could have, because if I kept moving, it probably would have just kept evaporating and it would have been fine.
But that's what ended up happening anyways, is you ended up driving it to Middlebury.
No. We put it back together and got it to quit leaking, and then I took it to Middlebury.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah, I didn't remember.
We pulled it apart again and got it. We got it where it was mostly working.
I didn't remember that. Okay.
But that day, I just remember you guys pulling that car up the hill in like 4 inches of snow. It was exciting.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. That's right, because you couldn't make the hill.
Yeah.
That was funny. What a life. What a life.
Now, all right, so going off of this, I actually have a story that relates to this. Have you seen this thing? It's called Green Light, and it's like a debit card for kids.
That sounds terrifying.
Have you seen this?
It really does. I have not seen it.
It keeps popping up on my Facebook feed. Here, I'll share this thing with you. So basically what it is it's a debit card for kids, and you control it from an app on your phone. But
okay.
This is a horrible idea. Like, it's supposed to help kids realize how spending works and all this other stuff. So, like, you can, and in some ways I get it. It's not a terrible idea, but basically, like, you can put down chores for them to do. And then once they fulfill those chores or whatever else, you can pay them and put money on the debit card.
But I don't pay my kids for doing things.
It looks a little shady. I'm just saying. So I don't see this being
okay. Did you guys get an allowance in your kids?
Yeah.
Supposedly yes. Really no.
It was $2 a month.
I had a notional allowance.
It was $2 a month.
It's like we went through phases where sometimes we'd get them, like it was like a quarter per your age.
Now something we did do is we used to get paid for picking dandelions out of the yard.
Oh yeah,
and then we would go. So we had to get the roots and everything, and then we would go and then we would get. I think it was like maybe a penny a dandelion or something, and then we would take our money and we would go to Dairy Queen. Afterwards, and we would pay for our own Dairy Queen.
So I have mixed emotions on the whole thing. Because I'm like, I don't have a problem with paying the kids for extra, like above and beyond keeping the household functional.
Yeah.
But keeping the household functional is just a normal job.
Right.
Like
now,
clearing the table?
No, that's part of living in my house.
Exactly. It's part of getting free food.
This is part of free room and board right there.
Exactly.
Now, what we are going to do is eventually we are going to my in-laws have a farm, and so we're going to pay my children to work on that farm.
Nice.
For, a couple cents, an hour or whatever it is. I don't know, but
child labor laws.
If they're going to help with grandma and grandpa on the farm,
yeah, absolutely.
We will get them, some form of compensation or whatever, which I think is a great idea.
Teach them responsibility. Teach them, how much a dollar costs.
Right. And that's what I've done. I've done with my kids is we will go out and we'll pick up sticks or whatever, and I'll be like, I'll pay you 50 cents an hour or $1 an hour or whatever to pick up sticks, and then we put some of it in the bank, in their piggy bank or whatever. We take out tithe and everything else, and then, you can have, out of $1, you can have 25 cents of that dollar to do something with. But
make sure you give that 25 cents to the government.
Right. Yeah.
Teach them taxes. Teach them taxes at an early age.
Taxes are so bad.
Teach them.
Tax.
Give me 33 cents of that.
That's right. Taxes.
Yep.
My brother was cleaning up the stalls out there for Troy, working for him. And they call and want me to come around there. Well, when I get there, I realized that they're already drunk. One thing led to another, and before I knowed it, there was knives and guns. Everything just went haywire. They cut my beard and forced me to eat it.
Tombstone may not be here this segment. He had to cut out family obligations.
I know, he left right at the good part.
Jeff's gone today, obviously, with the same things. It's not like, Tombstone and Jeff won't ever sit down together and talk anymore. Even though that's what it sems.
Doesn't it, though?
Yeah, it just does a little bit.
We're like stuck in the middle of their awkward conversation or their awkward fight that they're not actually having.
They're weird disputes they're not having.
So I have some news. All right, we talked about KFC last week. We're talking about them again. All right, so
what did we talk about last week with KFC?
If you missed it last week, they have the new KFC Crocs.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, and you can get the little what were the little bling things called that you can get on top of them?
Oh, I don't remember.
Apparently, what were the gibbies or giblets or something like that? I don't know. Something
so.
like that.
I think so.
Gibbies or something.
Which is so weird.
Anyway, so KFC right now, as of a couple days ago, they're testing this in a few markets. They have a KFC, a fried chicken, and donuts. So you got two glazed donuts with a crunchy chicken in the middle.
I'm curious.
I am so curious. It looks really good. I am not going to lie.
Were you on the show when I did the Krispy Kremes?
Yes.
Yes.
If
only there was a good crispy chicken sandwich to go.
This is what I'm thinking.
Patty.
If this goes over well, what Chick-fil-A needs to do is they need to get in cahoots with Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yes.
And put a Krispy Kreme donuts right next to a Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
And then combine that, dude. That would be like the holy grail of sandwiches right there.
It would.
Because man, does this look? I'm not gonna lie. I would, if I had a KFC near me, I would go to try and see if I can get this because that looks.
Is
good.
it at all the KFCs?
No, it's not. It's only a couple. They're testing it right now in a couple markets.
Do you think it's overkill with having the 2 full donuts?
Absolutely, but overkill is underrated. So
it looks too crunchy. The sandwich looks.
Yeah, but think about it. You're getting that soft, warm donut. And then you got that nice crunch in the middle.
I can barely fit one donut in my mouth, let alone 2 donuts with a chicken patty.
Yeah, but I'm willing to try. I mean, it's going to be messy, but I don't see this being not a hit personally. I think
willing to take one for the team, eh?
Now, Wendy's is also, or I'm sorry, Burger King is also testing right now in the market too a French fry sandwich.
Wait, what?
Sounds really weird. I want to say it was like in Australia or somewhere weird. They're doing a sandwich where it's think of like a traditional what's their thing? Not junior bacon, quarter pounder, right? Except instead of having meat, you have French fries in the middle of it. So I know doesn't sound really that great, but they're testing that too. So there's your weird news of the day, but. Personally, my goal would be to find a Chick-fil-A and find if you're one of those people that's lucky enough to have a Chick-fil-A and a Krispy Kreme donut in the same place and you don't have a KFC near you, that's killer right there.
I'll go with it. I'll try it.
Try that out. So we need Aaron to find this and do a review of this.
Well, I've been known for my food reviews.
Yes.
We can see if we can make this work.
And see if you can pick up some Crocs for all of us, because I want some of those KFC Crocs personally. They're hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna. I want the platform Crocs, and they're not selling those.
I'm okay without the platform.
ones. Did you see this week? Did you see the Babylon Bee article? Of course, Babylon Bee satire.
Which one? Which one?
The Noah diet.
Oh yes,
the Noah diet. That let me just read the intro of this.
This is great.
Move over keto, step aside carnivore diet. There's a new meat-based diet taking the Christian world by storm, and it's straight out of the Bible. Its adherents call it the Noah diet. And just like the popular story of old, it involves 2 of every animal.
I love it.
That is incredible.
Oh man, you know what? I want to work for the Babylon Bee because these people are great. I love the idea of this. So it's just you eat 2 of every animal.
You eat 2 of every animal for every meal.
I like it. It's like the keto diet on steroids.
It's
great. Oh my goodness. How funny. And it's biblical too. So
right.
Don't get it wrong there. You will be extra blessed.
Goodness.
Can you imagine? See,
terrible theology, Ozzy.
What you should do is you should go to Chick-fil-A and be like, I would like the Noah diet sandwiches.
2 of every chicken?
Yes. I would love that.
Do they have any other protein there at Chick-fil-A other than just chicken?
Well, actually, I have insider information on that. They do. There is a few Chick-fil-A's that are actually restaurants, like sit-down restaurants, and you can order burgers from them.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know if I like that. What's your insider information?
I knew somebody who worked at one.
Oh, okay. I was
or knew of them or whatever.
You mentioned last week via text, and you mentioned last week via text. You had a story that something happened in December that came to fruition today or this week.
How did you miss that? It was the pigeon story.
Oh, the pigeons. Oh. Okay, never mind.
Let's talk about it again for those of you who missed it 20 minutes ago.
I did not realize that was what you were talking about.
That was the pigeon story, and it was epic. You guys just didn't laugh as much as
bummer. I thought. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought it was great. It was Tombstone who didn't.
I know. He just sat there like a bump on a log.
Well, he was reading something.
It's all right. It's all right.
I'm sorry, Ozzy. I feel like an idiot now.
It's fine. You should.
I was like, we got this great story, and it was a great story, but
I know. I needed Jeff to laugh at that because he would have thought that was great, but he's failed me this week too, so it's all right. It's all right. I do have a good story about the a Florida man story for us.
Yes.
It's definitely a Florida man story. So here we go. And it's for Brooksville, Florida, wherever that is. I don't know. But it's probably by your parents because apparently most of them are. So
now I have to now I have to look. No, everything's
buying be your parents. It always does, right?
I would bet your Brooksville, Florida's up near Gainesville, to be honest with you. Gainesville's a little bit sketch.
Maybe.
Let's look here.
Okay. Yeah, find out where it's at, and then we'll go through the story, because this is
Oh no, it is near my parents.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's about an hour north of them, hour south of Gainesville, so it's halfway between.
All right.
So if you find Orlando and go towards the west coast, that's where it is.
All right. So let's break this story up. I'm going to read it first, and then we'll go over what I think are oddities and things that stood out to me. So, Brooksville, Florida, a man who was waiting for a haircut fatally shot himself on Thursday while playing with a gun. Sheriff's deputies say.
Excuse me?
It gets better. The man sat down on a bucket outside his bedroom door while he waited for another man to cut his hair.
Wait, what?
He started playing with a handgun, which discharged, Hernando County Sheriff's Office said. The man was already dead when the sheriff's deputies found him, so sadly it was fatal. The sheriff's officials called the death a horrible accident. So let's point out the oddities here in case you missed that. So first off, he's waiting for a haircut. Where is he at? He is not at a
outside his
barbershop.
bedroom.
He's outside his bedroom sitting on a bucket.
Are we
only in Florida, man?
I don't understand this. This was 6:30 a.m., by the way. At a home on Oakcrest Circle in Brooksville, Florida.
It's so funny.
This is, I wouldn't say it's a rural area there, but it's not exactly, it's pretty posh.
Right.
Like it's a decent area of town.
So I want to know, what was he doing sitting outside his bedroom door on a bucket? Like, I don't understand. This does not make sense to me at all. Any of the situation. This is so bizarre.
Like I'm looking at these houses. Like, so the way that you were describing this, I'm picturing a tenement building with like multiple rooms, shared bathroom.
No, I wasn't picturing that. I was picturing a trailer.
Yeah, that too. There's no trailers here, Ozzy.
That's exactly what I was picturing. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Ozzy, there's a bunch of little McMansions here. Okay. This is a nice area. So guy is sitting on a 5-gallon bucket outside his bedroom waiting for a haircut.
At
6:30 in the morning.
Yes. Yes. Besides that,
two men went to a convenience store, then returned home. one prepared to cut the other's hair. The man who was going to have his hair cut sat down in a bucket outside the bedroom door. This is courtesy of the Tampa Bay Times. As he waited for the haircut, he started playing with a firearm, as he always does. The gun then discharged and fatally wounded the man holding it.
Yep. So the moral of the story is, if you're getting your hair cut, don't play with a gun.
Ozzy, I don't understand.
This is the DA of the day right here.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, like, the situation is so bizarre. There's got to be something they left out, because none of this makes sense. It's like they mixed up stories or something with something else. But it's like first off, it's a decent neighborhood. It's a nice looking neighborhood. The man's on a 5-gallon bucket outside of a bedroom door, waiting for somebody else to cut his hair. Okay, maybe, they're using the bucket, but they make it sound like he's sitting outside the bedroom, like up against the wall, waiting for the guy to call him in to do his haircut or something like that.
Yeah, something
That's
really doesn't make sense.
That's what it sounds like, but it's hilarious. Don't play with guns, especially if they're loaded.
No.
Especially if it's loaded.
Don't play with them, period. But
right. This is not what you do. Obviously, this is not what you do. But apparently, this man was renowned for playing with a gun. And
that's something you want to be known for.
What I imagine is that he's doing the whole cowboy flip thing with the gun.
Oh, no,
that's what I would think is what they meant. I don't know.
Unfortunately, that makes sense.
Right. That's what my thoughts are, is he probably was doing that whole thing, which, is cool, but not with a real gun.
Not wise with a real gun.
Wise with a real gun with real bullets in it. And so don't do that, even if you do have a real 6-shooter. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, I am looking here like we're talking about like a really nice neighborhood. And it makes no sense.
Yep. Yeah, none at all. None at all.
Swimming pools in every backyard. Just about.
So this was a couple days ago. I guess this was yesterday. It was updated. So I didn't get one from 2019. It is from 2020. So
that's good. That's good.
Didn't make that mistake twice.
Oh my goodness. Well, hey, that's it. That's all.
All right.
We're done.
Boom.
We're done. Thank you, everyone who has spent your well-earned time listening.
Yes, 100 episodes.
We appreciate it. 100 episodes. You can go back and listen to all those episodes if you want to, except for the first 6, which I don't have up anymore. They were that bad, guys. They were that bad. Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, YouTube, everywhere you'd like to be. I'm hoping next week we are actually going to be on video. I'm going to try.
That sounds terrifying.
I know it will. I'm kind of excited though. We'll see what happens. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.